Hello and welcome. Today we are looking at the Syma Z3 Drone, courtesy of GearBest.com. Check out their site for more cool quadcopters just like this one. Now this folding drone has optical flow positioning, altitude hold. It has a 720p HD camera with wide-angle lens and Wi-Fi FPV streaming. It has headless mode, auto takeoff, auto land, and plenty of other neat features, so let's check it out. Now the drone comes in this white rectangular box showing the drone clearly there in the front, and this is the Syma Z3 Drone, foldable quadcopter with 720p camera, and a very nice design there, and this is for ages 12 plus. And right here at the top we have a listing of some of its features, such as app control, FPV, optical flow positioning, 6-axis gyro, headless mode, so on and so forth. Right here on the side it says Syma, and right here it says foldable mode. There's a typo there, but as you can see, the drone is in its folded state. Right here on the bottom, some information about the transmitter, some of the spare parts, and the QR code for the app. And right here on the back you could see a view of the transmitter with all its features and controls, and it shows the quadcopter on the right with app control and other modes of flight. So very cool. So now let's open the box up and take a look inside. So right here we could see the drone clearly there through the plastic, the drone and transmitter and spare propellers, so very cool. Let's remove the clear plastic here. And here we have the drone in its folded state. So let's unfold it. Right here, real easy to fold out. So very cool design. You can see the camera right there and the battery. And this has a 3.7 volt 500 milliamp LiPo battery. So very cool. We'll just set it right here. And here's the transmitter, very nice looking. And here's its mobile device clip that we just simply mount there in the back, and you can put your cell phone. And right here we have 4 propeller guards that just easily snap on. Here we have the 4 spare propellers and the proprietary USB charger that it comes with. And right here at the bottom we have the instruction manuals or user manual for the Z3 and some QR codes for the app right there in the back. But a very detailed and well laid out manual, so very nice with plenty of diagrams. So very good. So now we're all done there, so let's organize this and take one last look at the contents of the box. Now, taking a last look at the contents of the box, we have the drone itself, its 3.7 volt 500 milliamp LiPo battery, 4 spare propellers, 4 propeller guards, the proprietary USB charge cable for the battery. We have the instruction manual or user manual, the transmitter, and its mobile device clip. So that's essentially the contents of the box. Now let's take a closer look at the drone. Now, taking a closer look at the drone, this is a very unique looking quadcopter from Syma. It's the Z3, and right here in the front you could see its 720p HD wide-angle lens camera. And unfortunately it is fixed, it does not tilt, and there is no SD card slot, so all the footage is streamed directly to the app, so there will be some lag there. And this is a brushed motor quadcopter, and the propeller guards are real easy to snap on and off. And right down here you could see its foamy or rubbery landing legs, which do provide some cushioning for landings. And right here below you could see its optical flow positioning camera or sensor. And this camera does not take any video or footage. It's primarily used just for optical flow positioning to keep a steady position. And right up here you could see the on-off button right there. And as you can see, it says Syma folding drone, and right here on the leg it says Z3. And this is a folding quadcopter, so it's very easy to fold. You start out with first the front legs and then followed by the rear legs, and you have to make sure all the propellers align. So here's how it looks when it's all compact and folded. Pretty sleek. So that's how it looks, and it's very easy to fold back out again. You just fold each of the legs and they just snap into place. So very easy to store away or fold. And it does have very good lighting for night flight or orientation. You just keep the on-off button pressed and you can see all the lights, the green lights here in the rear and the red lights in the front. So pretty good for night flying or orientation. And just keep the on-off button pressed and you can turn off the drone. And right here in the back you could see its battery. You just push the little button there and pull out the battery. And this is a 3.7 volt 500 milliamp LiPo battery, and you charge it with this proprietary USB charger. You just plug it in like that, and there's a small light indicator on the USB to let you know that it's charging. And it does take anywhere from 45 minutes to 90 minutes to charge, and it does provide the quadcopter with around an 8 or 9 minute flight time, which is pretty good. And you just snap it back into place like that. And so that's essentially it. This is a real sleek looking quadcopter, and has its optical flow and bright lights. So very cool. So now let's take a closer look at its transmitter. Now, taking a closer look at the transmitter, this is a very comfortable transmitter from Syma. And this transmitter does take 4 AA batteries right here in the back. As you can see, 4 AA batteries. And the lid is held in place with a small screw right there. And there is a small plastic piece here in the back that you can simply remove. And then you can add the mobile device clip right there by simply snapping it in place. And the clip can hold a large mobile device or cell phone, but not quite a tablet. And now looking at the controls, we have the left throttle stick, and if you long press that throttle stick, you can perform trims on the controls. Then we have the right rudder stick, where if you short press it, you can change to the 2 rates of speed, or if you long press it, you can enter headless mode. Right here we have the on-off button, and right here at the top we have 4 unlabeled buttons. These 2 on the left, I presume, were intended to be photo and video buttons on other Syma models, but here they're not used, they're null. And then right here on the right, we have our auto takeoff button right here, auto takeoff, auto land. And then we have our stunts or flips button right here. So if you press that, you'll hear some beeps. You can move the rudder in the direction you'd like to flip. And this control does provide the quadcopter with around 100 to 150 meters range of control. So very good. So now let's take a closer look at setting the quadcopter up for its first flight and the app. Now, setting up the quadcopter for its first flight is very straightforward. Once you have fresh batteries inserted into the transmitter and a fully charged battery inserted into the rear of the drone right here, you first activate the drone by keeping its on-off button right here at the top pressed until you see the lights start to blink. Next, you turn on the transmitter with its on-off button here in the center, and then you bind the transmitter to the quadcopter by moving the left stick up and down like so. Now the transmitter is bound to the quadcopter. Now you want to calibrate the gyros while the drone is on a flat surface and not moving. So you move both sticks down and to the right, and you should see the light start to blink rapidly. At that point, the quadcopter has been calibrated and bound, and now we want to connect the mobile device to the drone's Wi-Fi so that we can use the app. So let's connect to the app right now. Now, once in your mobile device's Wi-Fi settings, you want to look for an entry that says FPV_Wi-Fi with a serial number. And initially, there is no default Wi-Fi password or anything like that. So you can simply just connect to that directly. And once that's done, you can go ahead and launch this app right here, which is the Syma Fly app with a red icon. And you can download that app from either the iOS or Android app stores. So you would go ahead and launch that app, and you'll be greeted with this screen here where there's a large selection of drones, but you want to connect to the Z3 drone right here. And in the current version of the app, there is no preview of the drone, but that should come in the next update. And down here, there's some options that you can select, such as viewing the Syma website here and some of their drones. You can go to the photo and video gallery or albums to view saved footage from the drone. And then right here, you can view some help documentation and files on using the app with instructions and assistance on navigating through the app and what the icons mean. But primarily you want to click this start option right here in the center of the screen, and you should get a live feed right here with the drone. And so now we have a live Wi-Fi FPV feed with the drone. And the Wi-Fi FPV range here is somewhere around 80 to 100 meters, so pretty good. Not too much latency there. And now, taking a closer look at the app, you can fly the drone just with the app, so the controller is optional. And so you would activate it right there with the on-off button, and he would have the left throttle stick and right rudder stick. And we have the auto takeoff, auto land. We have our trim buttons right there, as you can see. And then we have another link here to the photo gallery. Here we can switch between photo and video mode, whether we just take pictures or shoot video. Here we can have just a pure FPV preview on the screen or switch back to virtual controls. And here we have more advanced options, such as controlling the speed, putting the video or FPV view in goggle mode where it splits the screen. Right here is the gyro calibration button, and then this one right here is the rates button if you're flying with the mobile device. Then you can switch over to this other set of controls, such as this button right here that will allow accelerometer flight. So you can tilt the phone in the direction you want to fly the drone. This one right here is the waypoint mode. So you would draw a pattern or path, and the drone will fly that pattern. And then this will simply put the drone in headless mode if you're flying using just the mobile device. So those are essentially the virtual controls. And overall, it is a very smooth flyer. Unfortunately, it has a fixed camera and no SD card. But other than that, it does have a good camera, and it's foldable, and it is a pretty cool quadcopter. So let's take it out for a flight and see how she performs.
I've got these monsters in my head. I've got these monsters in my head. I've got these monsters in my head. I've got these monsters in my head.